Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu Rasulillah. Wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man sara ala sabilihi ila yawmiddin amma ba'd. So in continuing discussing the book Bulugh al-Maram by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah, where he mentioned a hadith that relates to ahkam al-fiqhiyya. So we've been covering this book and we're discussing concerning Kitab al-Buyu. So of those chapters that we are discussing is Kitab al-Buyu. So the matter that relates to a business transaction, and they have listed or mentioned some hadith relating to this particular discussion. So I'll be covering another of those hadith that have been listed or stated in this group of hadith regarding ahkam al-Buyu. So I'll read the hadith and then we go through the explanation as we normally do.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Chapter 7, the Book of Business Transactions, page number 253, hadith number 651. Narrated Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari, may Allah be pleased with him, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam prohibited the money paid for a dog, the payment made to a prostitute, and the payment given to a soothsayer, agreed upon. In the hadith in Arabic, وعن أبي مسعود الأنصاري رضي الله تعالى عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن ثمن القلب ومهر البغي وهلوان الكاهن متفق عليه.
So that's concerning the hadith that have been read regarding the hadith to be discussed. So as the hadith mentioned, min hadith Abi Mas'ud al-Ansari. So the Sahabi that narrated the hadith is Abi Mas'ud al-Ansari upon the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that he mentioned naha an thaman al-kalb. So after mention regarding that the Prophet Islam that he forbade regarding concerning thaman al-kalb, regarding to the payment for a dog or the price paid for a dog, also mahar al-bagi, and also concerning that which is paid regarding a woman who is a prostitute, and also hulwan al-kahin, and also regarding concerning what is given by way of payment for the person involved in kahin and some form of fortune telling. So he mentioned then muttafaqun alayh, that the hadith is collected by Bukhari and Muslim. So this is the hadith I will be discussing regarding the ahkam that relates to this, and also how it is related to Kitab al-Buyu. So as for what can be stated first regarding concerning that, giving a brief introduction regarding the Sahabi that have narrated this hadith. So a brief introductory regarding the Sahabi that have narrated this particular hadith. So I mentioned an Abi Mas'ud. So I mentioned Abi Mas'ud al-Ansari. So as for Abi Mas'ud al-Ansari, that this is contrary, so is not Ibn Mas'ud. So Abi Mas'ud al-Ansari al-Badri is not Ibn Mas'ud. So Ibn Mas'ud is someone else, and Abi Mas'ud is another Sahabi. So as for Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari, that his name is Uqba ibn Amr ibn Thalaba al-Ansari. Uqba ibn Amr ibn Thalaba al-Ansari al-Badri. And it is stated by Al-Waqidi that ulama stated regarding Shahida al-Aqaba walam yashhad al-Badr. That of the ulama who have mentioned that he was of those who participated concerning that Bayat al-Aqaba, when a group of those who live in Medina then, or Yathrib then, that they came to see the Prophet Islam, and they had some agreement between themselves. So he was a part of that group of people who came to meet the Prophet Islam from those representing then Yathrib, and that was renamed as Medina. So he was of those of then of the early ones regarding of the people of the Ansar. So also it is mentioned that an Musa ibn Uqba, that he state إنما نزل بموضع يقال له بدر, that as for Abi Mas'ud, that is referred to as al-Badri, not that he participated in the battle of Badr, but rather that he reside around that area. He reside around the area of al-Badr. So also it is stated regarding concerning that, and also of those amongst the Sahaba that has mentioned that he is considered to be amongst the ulama, amongst the Sahaba. So Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari also is considered to be one of the ulama, the fuqaha amongst the Sahaba. And also that eventually that he resided in Kufa. So eventually that he lived in Kufa. And then it mentioned that he died that also in Kufa, and as we'll mention a khilaf between the ulama, those who mention that he died in Kufa during the time concerning that during the time of Qital, in the time of Muawiyah Ibn Abi Sufyan radiallahu anhu, and others who mentioned he died in Medina. So you have that difference between the ulama. Some who mentioned he died in Kufa, and others who mentioned that he died in Medina, and that's a view that they mentioned, قِيل مَاتَ بِالْمَدِينَةِ. That state concerned, that view is somewhat more weaker compared to the first view that he died in Kufa. And also regarding the year that he died, that a khilaf they mentioned concerning that he died Sana Arba'in, that he died the 40th year of the Hijrah. Others who mention Qil, also it is stated that he died either 41 or 42 of the year of the Hijrah. So that difference between the ulama regarding the time that he died. So that's concerning in brief regarding Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari al-Badri. Also they mentioned regarding concerning his mother, also his mother, that his name is concerning Salma bint Amir ibn Auf ibn Abdullah. And as mentioned that it said that he participated regarding that group who came to meet the Prophet ﷺ regarding concerning representing the people of then Yathrib, and he was amongst those people and the group, the number of people that I mentioned were Sab'in. There were over 70 people who came regarding Al-Aqaba, and Abu Mas'ud was amongst them, and also mentioned Asqaruhum, that he was the youngest amongst them. So that's concerning something brief regarding this Sahabi, Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari al-Badri, and also you can find is a hadith that they mention in Kutub al-Sitta. So the hadith can be found in the Kutub al-Sitta. So that's concerning this matter regarding something brief regarding the Sahabi who the narrator of the hadith. Then the next matter to be discussed is regarding takhrij of the hadith. So as for takhrij of the hadith, wal hukm al-hadith, is that concerning that the hadith that they mention in the hadith, he mentioned that Ibn Hajar rahimahullah, he mentioned muttafaqun alayh. So based upon this takhrij of the hadith, that they said concerning that the takhrij of the hadith, they mentioned that as for the source of the hadith, the hadith here is mentioned in Sahih Bukhari and also Sahih Muslim, and both have narrated the hadith, and Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari. Also qultu, that of those who have made takhrij or tahqiq of the book of Bulugh al-Maram, that I mentioned concerning Zuhayr, that Halaq, that he mentioned that first he mentioned that is hadith, that it is found in Sahih Bukhari and also Sahih Muslim, and he mentioned regarding the number of hadith, the number of hadith that it is mentioned in those books. And he mentioned kultu, meaning concern that he's going to mention other sources that is hadith can be found. So other sources of the books of hadith that is hadith can be found outside Bukhari and Muslim. So the original author was Ibn Hajar, that when he made takhrij of the hadith, he mentioned muttafaqun alayh. The hadith is found in Bukhari and Muslim, and that indicate the hadith is authentic and of the highest level of authenticity. So hadith that is muttafaqun alayh, it is considered to be of the highest level of authenticity amongst the books of hadith. Then he mentioned, as a way of somewhat then giving some additional references for the hadith regarding other sources that the hadith can be found, he mentioned qultu, meaning that is additional, akhrajahu Abu Dawood. Also the hadith can be found in Abu Dawood in his Sunan, with Tirmidhi in his Al-Jami'. Also he mentioned that when Tirmidhi rahimahullah mentioned, he called hadith Hasan as-Sahih. So at Tirmidhi rahimahullah, that is hukum upon the hadith is Hasan Sahih. Also the hadith can be found in Nasa'i in his Sunan, and also Ibn Majah, and he mentioned Ahmed. So this hadith, it also can be found regarding concerning Abu Dawood, Tirmidhi, Nasa'i, Ibn Majah, Ahmed. So as what would be said to be that they mentioned concerning as these books, which is as-Sab'a, Khamsa, and also with inclusive, and also in addition Bukhari and Muslim. So that's concerning this hadith, and from so that's concerning what have been stated regarding the takhrij of the hadith by way of Halaq. Another of those who have made takhrij of the hadith, that as we will point to the different what have been also stated, that we find concerning that Sheikh Mahir al-Fahl from the Mashaykh of Iraq, in his takhrij or his checking of the book of Bulugh al-Maram, so his tahqiq of the book of Bulugh al-Maram, when he stated the hadith here, he mentioned regarding concerning that after mentioning the hadith, he mentioned as point number 2, he mentioned that hadith 1 sahih, that he mentioned akhrajahu, that hadith can be source back, reference back to the sources, the following sources. He mentioned Ahmed in his Musnad, then Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, Tirmidhi, Nasahi, Ibn Jarud, Tahawi fi al-Mushkil Shar al-Mushkil. Then he mentioned Wal-Bayhaqi, and also Al-Bayhaqi. So he mentioned these sources of the hadith. So said that the slight difference, as we mentioned before, in some of the in previous hadith that regarding concerning Sheikh Yasin Al-Fahl, that regarding or Sheikh Mahir Yasin Fahl, that in his way of how he ordered the hadith. So the way of how he orders is hadith, that he followed the system regarding mention the hadith based upon, he mentioned Ahmed, Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, Tirmidhi, Nasahi, Ibn Jarud, Tahawi, wal Bayhaqi, and that and their respectful book. And the reason why he mentioned in this order is based upon Sanat al-Wafat, based upon the time of each of those persons, that based upon who died first in that order. So he mentioned Ahmed, that Ahmed time of death, as they mentioned regarding concern, it is 241 al-Hijri. So Ahmed Rahimah died 241. Then Bukhari, that he died 256. Muslim 261. Then he mentioned, after they mentioned Abu Dawood, who died 275. Then he mentioned Ibn Majah. So Ibn Majah Rahimah died 273. So he mentioned that in that order kind of somewhat. So he mentioned concerning this order regarding concerning that close to the time concerning a certain order by way of close to the time of their death. So that's concerning that matter regarding concerning how he kind of somewhat orders is particular the books of hadith regarding concerning that particular matter. So after discussing that matter, then we now go into the matter regarding the matter relating to the next matter, which is regarding concerning that one, concerning after takhrij, concerning that the meaning of the hadith, and also the mawdu of this hadith. So as for the meaning of this hadith, as mentioned regarding concerning this hadith, that he mentioned that the Prophet ﷺ of Abu Mas'ud, that the Prophet ﷺ, that he forbade naha and thaman al-qalb regarding concerning that whatever earnings regarding the sale of a dog, it is haram. Also any earnings regarding prostitution, and also any type of earnings that is gained concerning of those who are involved in concerning speaking of things of the unseen regarding al-kahin and the likes. So you can so much this hadith is to show concerning of those things that are forbidden regarding type of business transaction or buying and selling or any form of earnings that is gained from these things. It is something which is haram. As he mentioned, naha. So nahi in a sense of these things are prohibited and forbidden regarding engaging in these type of these acts regarding in a way which is a way of a business transaction or earning any form of gainings from these. So he mentioned three things: thaman al-kalb, the sale of a dog, and regarding concerning of a dog, which is hayawan ma'rufa. So al-kalb is that this hayawan, this type of animal, what is well known. The thing concerning with a dog that they are as known that that they can tend to be somewhat very friendly, and also they are very loyal, and also third that they're very athletic. So with concerning of dogs, they're known to be of those things, can be friendly towards their owner and those whom they love, and also they can be very loyal towards those people. And also that with a dog also, they have those animals that also that they're very athletic, and also they can be trained. So of those things that they are animals that also that can be trained regarding doing of certain task. So that's concerning this animal regarding concerning the dog. Then and then the second dimension, mahr al-baqi al-mahr, concerns as a way of comparing regarding concerning that which is given to the bride, but in this case concerning something that is given in exchange for her service, which is the prostitute that is given giving to her in exchange regarding this act, which is having intimacy with her, that is, or any form of act that is not allowed with her. So this concerning mahr al-baqi. So any form of act that is performed with a prostitute or a woman and she gives something, a service, and she's giving something back in exchange, then this is forbidden. Then also hulwan, so al-baqi in the sense concerning that is intended regarding al-baqi regarding az-zina. So in the sense of baqi regarding concerning az-zina. So what is intended by word al-baqi here is az-zina. So then they mentioned the third thing, hulwan al-kahin. So al-kahin regarding concerning that hulwan regarding concerning that sense which is something sahl. So hulwan, something which is sahl, which regarding concerning which is the whatever is given exchange or way of the service or earnings gained from, which is kahin. So as for this al-kahin that they have mentioned regarding concern that al-kahin, as they mentioned, الذي يدعي علم الغيب. So kahin are those people. So kahin are those people who claim knowledge of the unseen. So those who claim knowledge of the unseen, that is concerning al-kahin, and that will include. So kahin they are mentioned concerning that, as mentioned by Sheikh Bassam Dinchin, وهو شامل للأراف. So the word kahin, or those who are included in concern al-kahin, would include those people involved concerning arraf, and concern munajjim, those people also involved in this, and mentioned darab al-hasa, and also qari al-kaf. So all of those people that they involve, and also concerning those people, غيرهم من الدجالين والمشوذين. So anyone who is involved concerning speaking of the unseen in whatever method that they use, that they consider to be a part of this act of kahin. So it mentioned regarding arraf. So they mentioned concerning that arraf, that they mentioned الذي يخبر بما خفي. Of those people, arraf are those people who they speak or say they can tell you things that are lost. So items that are lost, that are somewhat hidden, the person cannot find something or have lost of something, that they believe that these people are arraf, that they can inform regarding where you can find that lost thing. So that's concerning arraf. Also that they mentioned concerning that the rab al-hasa, those people can somewhat use throw stones, pebbles, kind of somewhat to speak of the unseen. So they use the tool that they use will be stones or pebbles and this type of things, or qari al-kaf, or those people kind of somewhat they read of so reading of things regarding concerning reading of cards, reading of all these type of dices. So a person will read of these things to speak of the future, then all of these things, or bones, all of these things are haram, and a part of kahin, which is the person involved in taking information from people who speak of the unseen. So this concerns, so all of those forms or ways of speaking of the unseen, what of the thing, then these things are forbidden. These things are forbidden. So they mention al-kahin at times used concerning الذي يخبر بالغيب مستقبل. Concerning al-kahin sometimes is more used regarding that people who try to speak of things to occur in the future. So al-kahin, he wants to inform you of things to occur in the future. So that is, but overall concerning al-kahin and others, that they all yaddahi al-mulghayb, that they all speak of things which is of the unseen. So at times that they'll use the shayateen with a system regarding this. Yadhu billah. So that's concerning that matter. And of those things regarding al-kahin is of those things which is forbidden in Islam. Of those things that are forbidden regarding that the Muslim at going to the kahin, and the person even go to the kahin, then the person's salat is not accepted for 40 days. So approaching such a person. So these are matters that are discussed concerning the bab of Aqidah, more in detail regarding this matter. So in brief regarding concerning that, it is haram regarding the person, man ata al-kahin, that a person going to the kahin, then it's something which is forbidden. It is something which is forbidden. So whether the person tasaddaq, whether the person believed him, the person who believed in him, then that's an act of kufr. And the person who just went there and didn't per se believe in what he said, but just went and saw him, then this is something which is haram also to be done. So that's concerning matters regarding, so it shows regarding that, so that's concerning those matters regarding al-kahin. So as for concerning, that's concerning the general meaning of the hadith that have been mentioned here. So as for next concerning the ahkam that relates to this matter, so the mawdu of this hadith, so this topic, this hadith is more in relation to regarding of those type of business transactions that are considered to be haram. So which is clearly haram, because the shari' of somewhat the legislator have specifically mentioned that these type of earnings are haram. These type of earnings are haram. So in discussing these matters, that the hadith can somewhat mention three different type of earnings that are haram. So the first of those it mentioned concerning that thaman al-kalb, regarding concerning whatever that is payment that is taken by way of or sale that is taken from the sale of a dog. So it mentioned regarding concerning first the hukum regarding this matter, that hukum regarding bay al-kalb was a hukum regarding the selling and buying of a dog. What's the hukum regarding buying and selling of a dog? ذهب أكثر أهل العلم إلى تحريم بيع الكلب. So majority of the ulama of the opinion that it is forbidden regarding the buying and selling of a dog. So buying and selling of a dog is of those transactions considered to be haram, according to the view of majority of the ulama. And of those who have taken this opinion, قول حسن, ربيع, حماد, شافي, Ahmed, Awzahi, والظاهرية, and other than them. So of those ulama who are of this view, Al-Hasan, wal-Rabi', wal-Hamad, wal-Shafi, wal-Ahmed, wal-Awzahi, wal-Zahiriyah, and and others who are of the view that the sale of a dog or buying of a dog, it is haram. So the selling and buying of the dog is haram. This transaction is considered to be haram. And of the adillah they use regarding one, the hadith that have been mentioned here. So of the adillah, the proof that they use is the hadith that have been mentioned or stated here. And also other hadith that they mentioned regarding concerning the hadith that I mentioned that in the Hakim wa Abu Dawood and other hadith of Ibn Abbas wa ta'adahuma, that the hadith mentioned Na Nabi alayhi salam and Thamin al-Kalb, that he alayhi salam mentioned that he forbade regarding the payment, the sale of a dog or the earnings from a dog. فَإِنْ جَاهَ صَاحِبُهُ, and if the owner of the dog should come, that he mentioned فَمْلَ كَفُّهُ turab, then can somewhat fill his hands with turab, with dirt. And so that's hadith is of the hadith also they use kind of somewhat to prove their point that this act it is forbidden regarding the sale of dog. The second view on this matter is the view of Abu Hanifa, where all concerning ذهب Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ila jawaz بيعه, that it is permissible regarding the sale of a dog. So he holds that Abu Hanifa it is permissible regarding the buying and selling of a dog. And he mentioned, and also they mentioned qawl Malik. Also it's a qawl that is attributed to Malik في الرواية in one of the narration. And they mentioned a reason, they said wujud al-manfa'. The reason why they come to this conclusion, they mentioned that there's a manfa', there's some type of benefit that can be gained from this animal and be used, that there's a benefit regarding this animal. So based upon this, it can be traded. It can be traded because it is a benefit can be gained. A benefit can be gained from it, from the animal. Then I mentioned the third view, ذهب جابر ibn Abdullah والعطاء والنخعي إلى جواز البيع الكلب السيد دون غيره. That they mentioned that of the ulama who have taken the view that of them Jabir ibn Abdullah radiallahu amongst the Sahaba, also Ata wa Nakhai, that they give the permissibility that the kalb as-sayd, the one that is used for hunting, that this one is that can be traded. This particular type of dog that is used for hunting, that it can be traded. So that's concerning the view of that they have taken. And they mentioned regarding concerning the reason why they have come to that conclusion is the hadith of Jabir bin Abdullah, that he states that the Prophet ﷺ naha an thaman al-kalb was-sinnur illa kalb al-sayd. So he mentioned the hadith that it states regarding that the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet ﷺ, that he forbade the payment of a kalb or the earnings of that of a dog, and also that of a sinur, which is a cat, illa kalb al-sayd, except, they mention except with the hunting dog, except the hunting dog. And that's concerning that the hadith in there, as we mentioned, and that the portion of hadith I mentioned illa kalb al-sayd, it's the ulama mentioned that part of the hadith is daif, and with that will be discussed further in upcoming hadith. So they mentioned concerning that the general conclusion is that portion of the hadith we mentioned illa kalb al-sayd, except kalb al-sayd, that section or that portion of the hadith, that in that wording of the hadith, that there is some discussion regarding authenticity. So it is mentioned by Nasa'i, that additional information, and at the end of the hadith, An-Nasa'i mentioned munkar, that part of the hadith it is munkar. So there's some discussion regarding that additional sentence in the hadith with give an exception to the hunting dog. That that portion of hadith, it is under discussion between the ulama, and some of the ulama that they all the hadith, that portion of the hadith, it is munkar, it is weak. And that's the view taken by An-Nasa'i, that portion of the hadith, that exception, illa kalb sayd, that it is weak. That's a view by An-Nasa'i with Tirmidhi, Daraqutni, Al-Wayhaqi. Nam. So that's so overall concerned that that with this matter. So the conclusion, Allah Ta'ala alam, that the first view is the correct view based upon that the clear hadith that is mentioned of Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari regarding the Prophet of Islam, that he forbade regarding that the sale or the payment or earnings of a dog. That's concerned the first matter. The next matter they discuss regarding concerning that, this matter regarding concerning that the next matter they discuss regarding that ijarat al-kalb, regarding concerning the person, like renting, having a renting concerning of a rental of a dog. So the person wish to rent out concerning dog, is it per se allowed? So the person not per se completely selling it, or someone completely buying it, but instead it being rented for like temporary use. Is this act allowed? ذهب أحمد وأصحابه, that Ahmed rahimahullah and also Dota Hanabila ila tahrim ijaratihi, that is something which is also forbidden regarding the person renting out of a dog, لأنه محرم البيع, right? Because selling it is also forbidden. So selling it is also forbidden, and buying, so any form of business or any form of commercial use of it, it is forbidden. So any form of commercial by way of rental of dog also will fall under something which is haram, as the asli it is not allowed to be sold. And that's the more correct view of Imam Ash-Shafi'i rahimahullah, even though you find that some of the Shafi'iyah that they all that it is allowed. So you find some of the Shafi'iyah, the ulama of the Shafi'iyah, they give some allowance regarding renting of dog. So overall, in conclusion, is that regarding concerning rental of a dog, also it is forbidden based upon the hadith the Prophet concerned I mentioned regarding that rental also mean a person getting some form of earnings. So it mentioned thaman. So the word thaman concerning the earnings or any form of payment that is given regarding this matter, it is forbidden. So whether in the form of selling or by way of rental. So that's concerning that matter. So the qawl that is correct is the view that is taken by Ahmed and also the Hanabila, that it is forbidden regarding the rental of a dog. The third regarding a dog, regarding ihda al-kalb. So the person that are giving a gift, giving a dog as a gift to someone. So giving a dog as a gift to someone. They mentioned regarding concerning Ibn Qudam rahimullah, that they mentioned that that type of dog that a person can make benefit of regarding concern, and that will be discussed concerning, that is used regarding for guarding, used regarding for looking at helping with the crops or protecting of the crops or the other animals, that these type of dogs, that it is something that one can give as a gift. So those dogs can be given as a gift. That's the view that is taken by, so it is allowed to give this as a gift because it have those type of use and benefit. So that's concerning. We find that some of the ulama, for example, Al-Qadi, that amongst the Hanab of the ulama that they mentioned, la tusah, that they mentioned that it is not allowed also to be given as a gift. So amongst the ulama, there's a khilaf, a difference regarding, is it allowed for one to give as a gift a dog, especially concerning those that one is allowed to have for certain specific uses, that are these animals, dog can be given as a gift. Of the ulama that mention yes, but you find that amongst those who say no, it cannot, and Allahu A'lam concerned that it's that it is allowed, that they mention it, it is allowed regarding that, those if it is being used for reasons that are justifiable. Regarding a dog is being used for justifiable reason, then it can be given as a gift, and it is something which is allowed and not forbidden. Allahu Ta'ala A'lam. Then I mention that if a person also concerning مبادلة الكلب بكلب آخر, that a person also given like exchanging of one dog for another. So in, for example, a person of a dog that for particular use, but he wants another, want to exchange his dog of a dog, but he want to exchange it for a dog for particular use. So is this allowed? That they mention regarding concerns, no? That of the ulama mention concerns, no? That if there's no like payment involved, and the person exchange of this dog for a valid reason, one dog for another for a valid reason, then this can be done. A person, for example, of a young dog for guard purpose or to help on the farm, but he wants a more older dog and he wants to exchange this, then this can be done. Now, so if it's for, so it is something to mention that it is something which is yajuz, even some of the ulama hold that is not a juz, but overall that is something that can be done regarding exchanging one dog for another for a reason, that is for valid reasons, and purpose. So that's concerning that particular matter. So a person might have a particular dog that is for guarding, but he wants a different dog for the same purpose. So he exchanged one dog for another, one breed for another, regarding for guard purpose. Then this can be done. Allah Ta'ala alam. Then I mentioned the fourth matter regarding, or another matter regarding dog. That I mentioned اقتناء الكلب, the person having a dog for having the person having a dog. So the person having a dog. So regarding concern, Ibn Qudamah rahimahullah mentioned regarding, they mentioned لا يجوز اقتناء الكلب, that Ibn Qudamah rahimahullah mentioned it is not allowed for a person to just have dog for the sake of having a dog. إلا كلب الصيد, except dog for hunting, or kalb al-mashi, or dog to assist the person, so, or harth, so dog that to assist the person regarding their farming or their animals. So those type of dogs that are there for that particular purpose, for either for hunting, for guarding, for helping a person regarding is to protect the crops, or to help the animals, to look after, and then for those purpose, those dogs for those purpose can the person can have dog for those purpose. So a person can have dog for those purpose, and will be included regarding concerning that also concerning dog that I use for a person might have the dog for as I said, as a guide dog. So having a dog for guide purpose, for those people who may not be able to see well and cannot see, that may use a dog to assist them to walk and to guide them, then a person can have a dog for that purpose. So, but for other than these purposes, then no. Then other than these purpose, then no. And as that is taken from the Hadith of the Prophet alayhi salam, that in the Bukhari Muslim, قال alayhi salam, man ittakhada kalban, the one who takes a dog. Illa kalbun, one is not to take a dog. Man ittakhada kalban illa, except for kalbun sayd, or mashi, or zar, nakasa min ajrihi, that a person who has a dog other than for these purposes, so the extra for the purpose of for these purposes concerning that to help the person regarding for hunting, help the person regarding their crops and their animals, and also regarding, they mention nakasa min ajrihi, that a person that he loses from his reward, kulli yawm qirat, that he loses for each day qirat of reward. So the person lose a certain amount of reward each day for having a dog for not a valid reason. So that's concerning the hadith, as we mentioned, the hadith in the Bukhari and Muslim. So it shows that a person is not too old to have a dog, except for those cases where Islam gives some allowance. So that's concerning matter regarding dog in specific. Another matter they discuss regarding a matter by way of qiyas, by looking at other animals regarding hayawanat. So you have other hayawanat, other type of animals other than dogs. So is it allowed regarding concerning muftarisa? So those animals that are considered to be animals, beasts of prey. So animals that are beasts of prey, is it allowed also for a person to buy and sell these animals? So regarding concerning, are we allowed to trade these type of animals? So animals are known to said animal muftarisa, animals said to be animals of prey, predatory animals. Are we allowed to have? So with this matter regarding concerning the buy and sell of those animals, that it mentioned ذهب الشافعية والحنابلة جواز البيع ما ينتفع به منها. That concerning that these type of animals, that the Shafi'iyya and the Hanabila, that they hold it is permissible regarding those that you can benefit from. ويمكن تعليمه, and also the person is able to can train those animals by way of istiyad bihi, by way of concerning, so by way of to hunt and the likes. So those animals that if there's a benefit that can be gained by way of these animals can be trained and you can benefit from them, then all that those animals that even though they're for predatory animals, that is allowed regarding buying and selling of those animals. Then I mentioned that قال بعض Hanabila, even though some of the ulama of the Hanabila, that they mentioned regarding لا يجوز البيع, that these animals that is not allowed for them to be traded. They're not allowed to be traded. لأنها najasa, because of najasa regarding most of these animals. لم يجوز بيعها, that they didn't give permissibility regarding for them to be sold. So that's concerning some of the Hanabila give a permissibility regarding those animals that are considered to be predatory animals, while others hold that that's not the case. So that woman concerned that so all those women concerned if the animal can be trained, it's allowed, and those who all if the animal cannot be trained, then not allowed, and no benefit can be gained, then not to be traded off. So you find that Shaykh bin Baz and also the likes of contemporary concerning Ashoka Fawzan that more inclined towards that is not allowed except for those that concern that can be used concerning for hunting purpose. So regarding that of the ulama who mentioned that only those who can be used for hunting purpose, then those are the ones that can be used concerning that. For example, that having of falcons for huntings, some type of birds for hunting, because of for hunting purpose they can be used. As for those ones that there's no purpose regarding that they can be trained for hunting, then they are not to be sold and be bought. And I mentioned that because of this, it becomes a form of the person's waste of wealth, of buying and training of these buying of these things. That becomes a form of just waste of wealth regarding buying of animals that cannot be trained, and they're predatory animals. Then should just leave them as they are. So Jumhur of ulama all concerned these animals are Adam al-Jawaz al-Bay. So that's concerning that they are discussed concerning next matter regarding these animals, and we discuss this as of contemporary time. We find occurs more concerning Bay Halawanat Muhannata. So Muhannata, Hanama Muhannata, which is concerning that animals that I said that have been concerned have been embalmed. So animal have been embalmed, the animal has been killed, and then they are somewhat been preserved, or said mummified. So that's concerning embalmed. And you find that people either put them in the animal in full is embalmed. For example, a lion or a tiger embalmed, or either in full, or a portion which is mainly concerning the head of the animals. So this type of act, this type of a practice regarding of doing this to animal that I mentioned, la yajuz bay, that this is not allowed, that these things to be bought and sold. These things is not to be buy and to be sold. So it is not allowed to be bought and sold, as these people, as one is concerned dhari'a ila shirk, we can lead to people falling into shirk of having these, and Islam per se doesn't encourage these type of acts regarding things regarding a surah in the houses or in people places. So it is concerned that you find of the ulama, of them Shaykh bin Baz and Shaykh Muqbil, regarding concerning it is not allowed regarding embalmment of these type of animals and selling and purchasing of these animals. So this the author here discusses more concerning matters relating to the matter regarding al-kalb, regarding concerning the ahkam that relates to it. As for the matter, the other matter that relates to the hadith, that discuss concerning mahal al-baqi, regarding which is of those things that are forbidden, that also regarding matters regarding prostitution. So prostitution regarding that, in whatever format of prostitution, that regarding concerning that that type of trade, then it is something which is forbidden completely. So for the person who is prostituting themselves, the person who is buying, who is taking, gaining that service, or the person offering the service, the person receiving the service, or the person who is acting as in between, then all of that is haram. So any form of concerning that being sold off for prostitution and these type of things, then all this is haram. So as they mentioned concerning after human trading of human for prostitution, then also this is something which is forbidden. This is forbidden for someone to sell a person with the intent that they be used for prostitution, and also for a person to sexual to offer sexual acts to people. Regarding so this is also forbidden, and the person also taking of the service also is also forbidden. So all that type of that act is considered to be forbidden in Islam. And also regarding concerning hulwan al-kahin, as we mentioned, regarding concerning that the person also that going to a person that speaks regarding concerning things of the unseen in any form, where the person reading this or reading that, reading of glasses, person reading of the stars, and to tell things of the future, reading of the palm, kaf, or all of these type of things that are done regarding speaking of, claiming to be of knowledge of the unseen, then all this is forbidden. All this is act is forbidden. So for the person to approach a person and to pay for this service, then this is forbidden. And also that the person receiving this, then also that is forbidden. So all this is something which is haram. And as we mentioned concerning matter that relates to al-kahin, that also this go into matter concerning aqa'id, regarding concerning that the Muslim is not allowed to approach them. So the person will approach, so it is not allowed for the person to go with the intention of hearing what they have to say about things of the unseen. So approaching them is haram, just to hear what they have to say. Also for the person, or to read, then the person should not do so. Or also for the person that also for the person who goes to them and also accept what they're saying, then that becomes a next level. Then that becomes a next level which fall into al-kufr, for the person to believe regarding that these people of knowledge of the unseen, that which is then this is something which is forbidden, haram in Islam, and also it violates concerning matters regarding at-tawheed. It matters regarding iman billahi subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it negates this matter. So with this concern to show concerning the severity, the seriousness of this act. So this type of, so all these business transactions are a way of exchange of payments, then these are all haram. So those three things this hadith kind of somewhat covered, that it is explicit that these transactions, that they're haram. So with this inshallah ta'ala will end this discussion regarding concerning this particular matter, and inshallah ta'ala will continue to this other hadith that are covered in this particular bab regarding kitab al-buyu. Wa billahi ta'ala tawfiq wa hadi ila sabil wal akhir da'wana hamdul alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.